Hello friends, I wanted to let you know that the next batch of masks are ready to go out. Before they do, I have been getting some questions about how they're worn for this batch because they're a little different from how I've made them in the past. It is the Olson mask, not a pleated mask. These are more comfortable to wear. So this video I'm going to show you how to wear it. I'm going to show you how to wash the filters, how to change the nose wire, and hopefully I can answer all your questions. So to put the mask on, you essentially just wear it like a necklace with the wrong side out. So this is the right side, the decorative side. The wrong side, in this case, is white. It is the inside. It is the side with the pocket, the filter pocket. So you just wear it like a necklace with the filter pocket facing out away from you. And then all you have to do is just pull up on the laces, grab it from underneath, and position it under your chin. And then just move the laces, or the cord rather, to where it's comfortable. And this cord lock means you don't have to tie this in a bow or anything else, and it's not going to snag in your hair. You just squeeze the lock and pull it down until it's in a position that you like. If you find it's a little bit big for you, all you have to do is just squeeze it on the sides just to take up any slack. You don't want a big gap here, but you don't want a big gap underneath either. You want to have, if you squeeze it from underneath, then it creates some tension here. And then you just fit it around your nose. You don't want it to be too high up under your eyeballs because you'll find that really annoying. And you don't want it too low either because then it's not offering you or anybody else any kind of protection. So about the middle of your nose where it's comfortable. Squeeze that wire until it's where you like it. Adjust the string if you need to. And once it's in place, you can talk. And it won't move around too much. And it'll be more comfortable to wear, in my opinion, than pleated masks are. Now, let's talk about the string. Now, this string is a nylon paracord. These masks can be washed in the laundry and dried. You could leave the string on for that. If you're going to iron it between washes to sanitize it, be careful not to iron that string because it might melt. If you want to change the orientation of the string, you can. You can have it so that way you can turn it upside down if you prefer, so that way you're pulling it from underneath instead of up above. You can have it so it crisscrosses over the back if you like. You can cut it and make ear loops if you want, or you can replace the string with something else entirely. If you have hair elastic, if you have regular rubber bands, and you can just kind of tie a knot on it, and you prefer to make ear loops with elastic or rubber bands, by all means, do whatever you feel is the most comfortable for you. Now, when you're ready to take off your mask, always consider the face of the mask to be contaminated. Just assume that it is contaminated and assume that it has the virus on it. So you want to be very careful not to touch this if you're going to be touching anything else. So what I suggest is you get home, wash your hands, and then start taking off your mask and touch it only by the strings. So you just pull up on the toggle, squeeze the toggle, pull it up, move the mask down, and then you can grab by the strings and take it off. And then throw this into the quarantine bag or throw it into your sink until you're ready to wash it. And then put your groceries away, put your stuff away after you've washed your hands again. And then when you're ready to look after this, you would take the filter out, wash that or quarantine it, and then wash the mask or quarantine the mask. And then wash your hands again before you touch anything else. Let's talk a little bit about the filter. If I provided you with filters, it would have been either MERV 13 furnace filter, a piece like this, or better yet, you would have gotten a piece of HEPA filter. This is synthetic fabric. Synthetic HEPA filter is made out of non-woven polypropylene, which is essentially like plastic so it can melt. That's why you don't want to iron this at high heats. You want to hand wash it, and later on in the video I'll show you how to hand wash these. You just want to be very careful with them, but they are pretty durable. If I didn't provide you one and you want to purchase your own, just look for synthetic HEPA filter vacuum bags and just cut them out. They're just a wide hexagon, about 6 inches wide, about 5 inches tall, and I just kind of curved the top there instead of it being a straight edge, and I've sewn around the edge. And for the ones that I've been providing, I've tacked the bottom corners and a little bit of tack at the top, just so that way it stays in the mask better without shifting around. And then to get it into the mask, pretty simple. You just slide it in through the filter pocket. And it's going to take some finagling. Feel your way around. And that top curve goes up in the bridge of the nose. You want to make sure it's right at the top there. And I can feel with my hands that those bottom tacks are down in the chin area. And there we go. Now when it's curved like this, because it's tacked, it's much easier to fit into the mask and it stays in place much better. When it's a flat piece of fabric, it tends to move around. Actually, all you have to do to wash it is just get it wet. And then with whatever soap you choose, I'm just using regular dish soap. You just want to, just like washing hands, you just give it a gentle rub. Both sides, get it nice and soapy. Make sure you get to all the crevices. And rinse it out. Rinses out quite easily. And you can feel, just by touch, when all the soap is gone. When it's no longer kind of slimy feeling, you know that all the soap is rinsed away. So to dry it off, you can lie it flat if you like, or on a curved surface. I'm just hanging mine up. You can hang it on like a knob with a paper clip, or one of these binder clips, or whatever's convenient for you. When you are ready to wash your masks, the first thing you want to do is remove the filter if you have a HEPA filter or another type of non-woven polypropylene, because you don't want to destroy these in the machine. You want to hand wash these, but you can machine wash your masks. You can even leave the nose wire in there, but it might rust after a time, so it's up to you if you want to take them out or not, but it's probably easier to just leave them in there and replace them as needed. You can take the strings off if you want, or you don't have to. If you wash these in a garment bag, it would probably be a lot less noisy and a lot less harsh on your machine. It'll also, if the nose wire happens to fall out, it'll stay within that garment bag. So I do recommend washing these in a garment bag. If you do want to take the string off, these knots are only there to stop the cord lock from popping off accidentally. These will not fray because I've burned the ends, so you can, if you choose, easily take these out to reorient the string, as I discussed before, to turn it around if you like, the other way, but you can easily take that out. And don't worry about that fraying because it's burned at the end, so it's not going anywhere. And for a lot of people, I provided these little, I'm calling them filter quarantine bags. They're just little tiny paper bags. They're a perfect size for a filter. If you don't have an opportunity to wash these right away, you can quarantine them for a couple of days. I'd recommend for at least 3 days. It's easier to hand wash them, but just in case you can't, you've got a quarantine bag. So if there's more than one of you in your household, I'd recommend just writing your name on the bag. That's why I prefer paper. All right, so when it's time to replace a nose wire, if you find that it's rusting or it's just worn out or whatever the case might be, you can either use a pipe cleaner that I provided or you can use other materials. This is gardening wire. I got it from Dollarama. This works well, but you want to cover the ends with electrical tape or duct tape or whatever you have on hand, because otherwise the metal will go poking you in the face, and that doesn't feel too good. The problem with this is that it's very hard to get through. Another option that I'll put a picture of from the dollar store, from Dollarama, is wire jute. But the simplest is just 10 to 12 inch pipe cleaner folded in half, and I'll show you how to do that. So I've provided some for most people. If you didn't get this in your batch, it's because I've run out, and I can only provide the one that's already in the mask. So essentially all I did is I just folded it in half, grabbed some pliers, and just roll the ends over so that way this is not poking you in the face. You can also just do this with your hands. It's not that difficult. When I'm doing a lot of it, it's just easier to do with the pliers. So that just protects it from poking through the mask, ripping the fabric, and from poking you in the face. And then just twist it for strength so it's all one piece. And that creates a loop here at the top. And this loop will help you to insert it into the mask. Now I typically use a loop puller, one of these things, but if you don't have one, all you really need is a safety pin. So all you would do is use that safety pin to feed it through the channel, the top channel of your mask. So you would just push this through. Where you're going to find the most resistance is right across the center of the mask, and that's because of the several layers of fabric, the way it's hemmed down the center. So you've got two sides, so basically you're pushing it through 4 pieces of fabric, and it's a little bit tricky. So you can try to poke it through without using the safety pin, but it's going to be quite difficult. So the easiest way is to use a safety pin or a loop turner. So I'm just going to use my loop turner because it's easier for me, and I'm lazy. But with the loop turner, all you would do is just feed it through. You still have to get past that little barrier in the center. Kind of finagle it until you find the gap between the two layers. There we go. So it's all the way through. Then I just hook on my pipe cleaner. Drop a little latch. Sometimes it does it automatically, sometimes it doesn't. And I just give it a little bit of a twist. And there you go, it's in. And you can feel on either side of it until it's about equal distance on both sides. Pull out your turner, and there you go. You've got your bridge piece. If you're using a filter other than the one that I provided, or if I didn't provide one and you need your own, essentially this pocket would normally fit into that pocket, but this pocket also extends on into edges as well. So if you need a longer piece of fabric that goes the entire width, you can go ahead and do that. You can use felt, apparently works very well. I'll link in the description a couple of links from universities that have studied different types of fabrics and different types of filters to determine what percentage of protection that they offer from particles getting through it. Now the idea is that you want something that provides the maximum amount of protection, both for you and for other people, but also breathable. If it's too thick, then you're going to pass out. But if it's too thin, it doesn't offer you a lot of protection. If you're just going for a walk or whatever, and you're required to wear a mask even for a walk, you can possibly do without the filter. But if you're going to be in tighter places where, say, for example, you're shopping and there are other people in the aisles and they are not respecting your distance, then you're probably going to want to filter. If you're going to go to a doctor's office, you probably definitely want to filter. So if you've decided that you want to create your own fitted filter that'll fit inside your Olson mask, or if, whatever mask that you might have, a cloth mask, and you want to create something like this, and you're going to need to pin it. Now don't use straight pins because you don't want to be creating any unnecessary holes all over your mask. The fewer holes you make, the better. Instead, the best thing to use if you have them are these quilting clips. They're fantastic. Or if you don't have those, binder clips are the next best thing. If you've got some office supplies sitting around, they will do the job to hold it in place. Or paper clips. It doesn't matter. Whatever will hold it in place for you, but don't create unnecessary holes that you don't need to. So that's it for this video. Hopefully I will have preemptively answered all your questions as to how to wear the mask, how to care for it, how to replace the parts of it as you need to, if you need to. And if you have any other questions, you can contact me on Facebook and I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as I can.